Everyone, I'm Dr. Prabhat Dwivedi, Principal and Associate Professor, STEP HBTI, HBTU, Kanpur, India. Today I am going to discuss with you measurement scales related to the data and business statistics. So, why measurement scale is needed? What is a measurement scale? Just as in our day-to-day life, we use scales like kilogram, meter, thermometer, liter, so on and so forth. Similarly, in statistics also for measuring the data or quantum of any variable, we need measurement scale. So in fact, measurement scale is a device or an object used to measure or quantify any event or object. So this is not different from that which we have in our day-to-day life. When it comes to the data measurement, we need data measurement scales. So these measurement scales refer to ways in which variables or numbers are defined and categorized. These measurement scales have certain properties, just as kilogram measures weight, liter measures volume, then meter measures length. Similarly, any kind of measurement scale has certain properties. So these measurement scales in statistics have certain properties which in turn determines the appropriateness for use of certain statistical analysis. So what characteristics a measurement scale must have or may have? Here you can see 4 characteristics are mentioned. A measurement scale is supposed to have. Not necessarily all 4. Maybe 1, 2, 3 or all 4. But at least one characteristic mentioned over here, out of the characteristics mentioned over here, must be present with the measurement scale. Description, order, then this first description, then order, then distance, then origin. D, O, D, O. Just easy to remember this way. D, O, D, O. Do. These 4 are the properties may be present in your measurement scale. So let's understand little deeper. What does description mean? Description or identity. That means this is a characteristics which is a kind of introduction, a kind of unique label, just a kind of our names. My name, your name, anybody else's name. That is the description, that is the identity. So this description or identities are unique labels which are used to identify each value of the scale. This is what the description, identity. This is the first and rudimentary characteristic that at least must be present in a scale. Then second comes order. When this order characteristic is present in a measurement scale, that means your measurement scale is capable of providing an order to the items, values. Order may be greater than. You can compare A is greater than B, or B is lesser than A, or A is equal to B. So this is what the characteristic order means. Just like for there is a question in a questionnaire, what is your preference for these brands of cell phones? Apple, Samsung, then Micromax, Xiaomi, Lava, etc. Now you give 1 to Apple, and if you give 2 to Samsung, 3 to Xiaomi, 4 to Lava, 5 to Micromax, that may be your order, your choice. I may give Lava 1, Micromax 2, Samsung 3, Apple 4. But then your question is, capable of arranging this order, handling this order of choices. So when this ordering in the data set can be done, that means your scale, your data set is product of which is having the order characteristic present in it. So when order is there, that means data can be compared or data can be arranged in greater than, lesser than, equal to, or good, better, best, extremely satisfied, indifferent, extremely dissatisfied, similarly. Likert scale is a scale which has this order, characteristic present in it. Then third comes distance. Distance means, absolute difference between the scale descriptors. Absolute difference. That means from 10,000 to 20,000, 20,000 to 30,000, 30,000 to 40,000. There is equal distance difference between the two consecutive numbers of 10,000. That is the difference. So distance means when you say first rank, second rank, third rank, fourth rank, there may not be distance. Just like a student who topped in a class secured 90 marks. So he or she has got first rank. Then second one got 80. And then third one got 79. Then fourth one got 72. So now here, order is there. First rank, second rank, third rank, fourth rank. You arrange them. But distance is not equal. First rank to second rank, there is difference of 10. First ranker was 90% holder. Second ranker was 80% holder. Whereas third ranker was 79% holder. So there is only difference up from second to third is only a 1% point. Whereas difference between first and second ranker is 10% point. So that is the distance. So here in that data of rank, distance is not present. But when classification is there like 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, it can be said that there is a distance. So distance may be expressed in units. Just like my salary is 20,000 rupees, your salary is 1 lakh rupees. So there is difference between mine and yours is 80,000 rupees. And when next one's salary is say 1 lakh rupees, that too is the distance. But that doesn't mean that those distances are equal. So distance means the difference between the two values of a variable can be, expressed in terms of units. Then comes origin, the fourth characteristic. Origin means that the scale has unique or fixed beginning or true 0 point. What does it mean? What does it mean? It means that when 0 is true or 0 is absolute, then you can multiply, you can divide, you can sum, you can subtract, you can do anything. Just like my income, your income, you can add both the incomes, you can subtract both the incomes, you can divide, you can multiply, whatever you want to wish. My height, your marks, my marks, somebody else's marks, whatever you wish you can do. So when origin is present, that means your data is capable of all numerical operations. All operations, mathematical operations can performed on that data. Just like data for weights. You can perform whatever you want to. So then it is said that your scale was having origin. That means your scale was having true 0. That is the fourth quality, and that is the highest quality of a scale, origin. If it has true 0, just like weight, height, true 0. Income, true 0. Expenditure, true 0. Prices of commodity, true 0. So this is what the fourth characteristic of true 0 means, or absolute 0 means, where which can have, if your scale has this characteristic of origin or true 0 or absolute 0, this is the perfect kind of data on which you can perform all the operations. Now, after understanding the characteristics of a scale, we need to understand what are the 4 kinds of scales. NOIR. N stands for nominal scale. O stands for ordinal scale. I stands for interval scale. R stands for ratio scale. I presented it in short form, NOIR. Nominal, ordinal, interval, ratio. I name all these 4 scales in that order of having the qualities or characteristics mentioned earlier. So let's understand what these 4 scales of measurement have, quality characteristics, how many characteristics these 4 measurement scales have. So this is the nominal scale here, you can see. Nominal scale means named variables. Here, only one characteristic is present out of the 4 mentioned earlier. That is description, D. Labeling, just like your name, my name. Just like numbers mentioned on the jersey of players, football players, cricket players, those numbers do not mean anything. They are simply a number, an identity, nothing more than that. Or just like if a questionnaires question is mention your gender. What is your gender? you say male, female or trans. Then during coding you give one number to male, two number to female, three number to trans. So in that case, 1 means nothing, 2 means nothing, 3 means nothing. You can't say that 2 is greater than 1 or 3 is greater than 1 and 2 or 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. They are simply the identification mark, nothing more than that. They are simple labeling of 1 on male, 2 on female, 3 on trans. Those 1, 2, 3 do not mean anything quantitative. You can't apply sum, subtraction, multiplication, division onto those. So that nominal scale has only one characteristic, that is description. Then comes, here you can see this way, arrow is going up. That means, see the downside, characteristics are increasing as per the increase of the level of scale. So here at second level, we have ordinal scale. Ordinal scale. As I mentioned earlier about the order characteristic, just recall. So that characteristic is present here. So here D is present and O is present. DO. That means description, that means variables are named and those variables are ordered. That means named and ordered variables. Just like you are naming those brands. So brands are just name, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe you give 1 number to Samsung, 2 number to Apple, 3 number to, that is just numbering of the data, nothing more than that. So and after that, if you give order to that, if you ask arrange these 5 brands in your preference order, so in that case, when you give a rank to these data, this is a ranked data, 1 to Samsung, 2 to Apple, 3 to Xiaomi, 4 to Micromax, then this will be called the data collected on ordinal scale. So when ordinal scale data is present over there, you can compare just by ranking. First rank, second rank, third rank, fourth rank, better than, lesser than, greater than, equal to, that much liberty is available to you. But in ordinal scale data, you can't have same distance or you can't have true zero. You have only 2 properties, description as well as order. Now come on to the third kind of scale, which has 3 characteristics, D, O, D. DOD. That means when data is collected on interval scale, that has description, characteristic present in it, that can be ordered, order characteristic is present over there, and there is distance. For an example, temperature, 10-degree temperature, 20-degree temperature, 30-degree temperature. If Kanpur city has nowadays 10-degree temperature, Kerala has 20-degree temperature. Milan of Italy have a 5-degree temperature. You can say that the coldest is Milan and the hottest is Kerala, and Kanpur is in the middle of the two. You put it in an order. You can tell the difference. There is 5-degree difference from the temperature between Milan and Kanpur. There is 10-degree difference from the temperature of Kerala and Kanpur. That too you can do. You can tell the difference between the two. You can sum what is the total temperature of both the cities, 10 degree plus 20 degree, 30 degree. Multiplication and division cannot be done. Why? Because it is true that 10-degree temperature is lower than 20-degree temperature, but true zero is not present over there. That fourth quality, fourth characteristic is not present over there. That is origin. Because when I ask you a 0-degree temperature, what does it mean? What will you say? Does 0-degree temperature mean no temperature at all? Absolutely not. 0-degree temperature is also a temperature. So you can't say that 0-degree means nothing. 0-degree means also something. Things start freezing at 0-degree and after that going into the minus. So 0 means nothing. When you say that I have 0 money, that means there is no money at all. When you say I have 0 balance in my mobile phone, that means you have no balance at all in a mobile phone. When you say I have 0 balance in my account, no money in your account. When you say I have 0 grocery at my home, that means no grocery at your home. So that means nothing. But when you say 0-degree temperature, there is a temperature. It doesn't mean that there is no temperature at all. That's why temperature data is the best example considered to be at the interval scale. Now see, when you just, if you come 30 to 29, there is no big difference. You come 20 to 19, there is no big difference, or 20 to 21, 22, no big difference. But when you come to 0-degree centigrade, things freeze. When you reach 100 degrees centigrade, things boil. So 1 degree centigrade difference at that point in time makes huge difference. So that means 0-degree is not, and 0 is not absolute there. Here 10-degree means may not be, means 10 times, hottest than this, because 0 is not true. 0-degree centigrade means there is a temperature. So that is what this interval scale means. Then fourth is, ratio scale. This scale is the best scale. It would not be better to call this scale the best one. Actually, this arrangement is not on that basis, which is the best, which is the worst. All scales are good, I would say. I withdraw that statement. Because purpose of every scale is different. When you want to know the gender of respondent, you would definitely use nominal scale question. When you want your respondent to rank data, rank some brands, then you will be using ordinal scale. When you want data in groups, classification, then you may use interval scale 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40, 40 to 50. Maybe income data. What is your income? In which group your income falls? Less than 20,000, 20,000 to 40,000, 40,000 to 80,000, 80,000 to 1 lakh, 1 lakh and above. When this question is there, your question is on interval scale. You want to understand, you want to know in which income group a respondent falls. Then that is the interval data. If you want to know the income data falling into the group, or expenditure data falling into the group, or age group, suppose you are not willing to know every individual's age pinpointed, then you can ask this way. Below 10 years, 10 to 20 years, 20 to 30 years, 40 years and above. Then this question is on interval scale. Then comes ratio scale. This is just like what is your income. If you say 1,20,000 rupees, this is ratio scale data. When you say what is your weight, what is your height, how many bikes you have, how many cars you have, that's ratio data. So after that, now we see based on scale of measurement and characteristics. This is a table in front of you. Whatever we have discussed in previous slide, you can see here in a better way. Now see, this is very clearly put before you that nominal scale has only one quality. Ordinal scale has two quality, labeled and meaningful order. Interval scale has three quality, labeled, meaningful order and measurable differences. And ratio scale has all four qualities. So very clear picture before you about the characteristics and measurement scales. So examples of measurement of data measured on scales, just like nominal data, names, list of students. Then ordinal data example, ranks, excellent, good, better, best, poor. Interval data, maybe temperature, GRE score, CGPA. True zero is not there, but all three characteristics are available. So percentile data, that is, you can compare, but true zero is not there. So temperature, GRE score, CGPA score. Now ratio data like salary, height, size, cost, etc. Now one more graphic is before you. Data types and scale of measurement. Data type, two types of data we all know. Quantitative data, qualitative data. So quantitative data is bifurcated into two. Discrete data, continuous data. This is qualitative data. I have discussed this already with you. Whereas qualitative data is non-numerical data. These are not expressed in numerical facts. So that is non-numerical data. Now continuous data is further divided into the two. Interval scale. Continuous data is collected on two scales. Interval scale, ratio scale. On these two scales, continuous data is collected. That may be classified. And ratio scale may collect the data which has true zero, whereas interval scale may not collect the data which has true zero, but rest three qualities are there. Whereas non-numerical data, that is qualitative data, has two characteristics, nominal, ordinal. Nominal means labels are there, descriptions, identities are there, whereas ordinal means you have freedom to compare. You have freedom to rank. That is, these four scales are here. and very clear cut mention that continuous data can be collected on interval and ratio scale, whereas non-numerical data is maybe related to nominal or ordinal scale. So that is the description presented before you in a data perspective, types of data perspective. Now, primary scales of measurement, basic characteristics, common examples, marketing examples, and permissible statistics. Just like nominal scale, basic characteristic is that it is a categorical data. Categorical data means, like if you say, I ask a question, are you married? You say yes, no. If I ask you a question about gender, male, female, that is categorical data, no quantitative meaning. This is the basic characteristic. So brand names, car models, this is the common these are the common examples. Marketing examples may be store types, brand numbers. Then descriptive or inferential statistics can be applied. In descriptive statistics, you can see mode, percentage can be applied in nominal data. Mode, I mean how many, which brand of car is more available with the employees of this organization. You can say Maruti brand is more available or Ford is more available, likewise. So mode can be used, percentage can be used, how many percentage of Maruti cars are there in the organization, Mahindra cars, Tata cars are there, that percentage mode can be applied, whereas in inferential statistic, binomial and chi-square can be used. So now ordinal scale has characteristics like no quantitative meaning, have definite order. The common examples may be team ranking, quality ranking, etc. Like marketing examples may be social class, like higher income group, lower income group, middle income group, something like that. And here descriptive statistics may be median, percentile, and inferential statistics may be ANOVA, rank order correlation can be applied. You would come to know all these statistics later on. Now, in interval scale, interval scale has quality like it is quantitative figures are there, and order can be fixed. Distance may be there. I mean, difference can be calculated, and the example may be for temperature on Fahrenheit on centigrade, and marketing example may be opinions, just like Likert scale data, greater than, lesser than, extremely agree, extremely disagree, agree, disagree, indifferent kind of. And here, range, mean, etc. can be calculated. Now in ratio scale, all four characteristics, as I told you earlier, are there. Weight, length, height, etc. can be the common example. And marketing example may be like income, cost, sales, age. And here you can calculate mean, harmonic mean, geometric mean, any kind of calculation can be done here. So that is what the primary measurement scales are, on the basis of their characteristics and common examples. So now the four characteristics are there which can be considered for calling a measurement scale as a good measurement scale. So that has four qualities, and these four qualities are, you can see over here, the first one is reliability. Reliability is the quality that is in fact the degree to which it measures accurately. It measures accurately. Capture a true outcome without error. That is the accuracy. Without error, what you want, it measures it. That is the reliability. What is the validity? The degree to which measure faithfully represents the underlying concept. Validity. Validity, reliability, two are very, very important characteristics. Reliability refers to if you repeatedly measure the same quantity with the same scale, it gives the same output. Just like with the same scale, I stand up again and again and again, it is telling my weight, same, with difference in point maybe. Then the scale will be called reliable. Validity means whether what I want to measure with that scale, whether the scale is capable of measuring the same. That is the validity. Is this measurement scale valid for measuring my weight in kilograms or my height in meters? That is the validity. So validity differs from the reliability. So you need to check validity and reliability of measurement scale before throwing that questionnaire to the mass for filling it up. You need to check whether the questions are measuring the same thing what you want from those questions to measure. That is the validity. And whether the measurement scale is reliable means if you repeatedly measure the same thing, that accurately produces the same result. Then comes sensitivity. Sensitivity means, suppose you put 1 gram extra weight. Is it your measurement scale capable of capturing 1 gram or 100 gram? So maybe when you buy a kitchen scale, measurement scale, weighing scale, it may be capable of measuring 10 gram. But if it is your body weight measuring scale, weighing scale is there, it may not be able to capture 10 grams of weight. So that may not be that much sensitive. Your body weight weighing scale may not be so much sensitive that a kitchen weighing scale is. And a kitchen weighing scale may not be that much so much sensitive that a jeweler's weighing scale is. That measures in milligrams. That is sensitive to milligrams. But our body weight weighing scale may not be sensitive to even 10 grams or even 100 grams. So that is what the sensitivity means. The ability to discriminate meaningful differences. Now comes the 4th characteristic, that is generalizability. Means how easy is a scale to administer and interpret. That means universally accepted. You, me, anyone else may not differ with its acceptance, with it reliability, validity, sensitivity. So when we agree with all these things, that means we are capable of generalizing it, and everybody is going to accept its result. That is what the generalizability means. So measurement scale can be called a good measurement scale if it has these 4 characteristics that are reliability, validity, sensitivity, and generalizability. So that's all in this session. I hope this will be useful for you. If it is so, you can like, comment, share, and before that you can subscribe. Thank you very much.